Get up! No one is coming to save you. Get up! No one is going to hand you a second chance. Get up! No one is going to fix your life for you. You're still on the ground. You've been there too long, waiting for something to change. But nothing is going to change until you do. Time keeps moving. People have already moved on. The world is not going to wait for you to get it together. You kept hoping someone would notice. They didn't. You kept waiting for help. It never came. Rock bottom isn't when life knocks you out. It's when you decide not to stand back up. Staying there leads nowhere. Getting up hurts, but it moves you forward. No one backed you into this corner. You walked into it. You started letting things slide. You started making excuses. You started choosing what was easy instead of what was right. Every time you skipped the work, you told yourself it didn't matter. Every time you delayed, you gave yourself permission to get weaker. And now you're here, stuck in a life you built with your own neglect. You didn't fall off overnight. You drifted, one silent compromise at a time. You stopped showing up with fire. You stopped holding yourself to a standard. You stopped being who you said you were. Instead, you gave in to comfort. You buried yourself in distractions. You let your emotions run the show, and now they own you. You've been staring in the mirror, hoping someone would fix it, but no one is coming. There's no backup, no shortcut, no way out but through. You don't need sympathy. You need action. You need movement. You need the version of yourself that stops making excuses and starts making progress. This didn't happen to you. You did this, but that also means you can undo it. No one is going to save you, but you still can. There's a voice in your head that keeps lying to you. It tells you you're tired. It tells you you've done enough. It tells you this is just who you are now. That voice is not your friend. It's the part of you that wants to stay soft. The part that's afraid of discomfort. The part that talks big, but folds every time things get hard. You know that voice. It shows up when the alarm goes off. It shows up when the weights feel heavy. It shows up when life pushes back and you feel like quitting. You've listened to that voice for too long. And every time you obey it, you become less disciplined, less confident, less dangerous. That voice doesn't care about your potential. It only wants comfort. It wants ease. It wants you weak. You want to change your life? Start by shutting that voice down, not with words, but with action. Wake up early. Train when you're exhausted. Push when you don't feel like it. Do the work anyway, over and over, until that voice gets quieter, until it learns it doesn't run you anymore. You wake up tired. You train alone. You grind through days where progress feels invisible. There's no praise, no recognition, no one filming it, just work, just pain, just you doing what has to be done. You won't feel motivated, you won't feel ready, but you'll do it anyway because you're done being soft. Every rep is a small piece of your power coming back. Every meal you don't skip, every workout you don't avoid, every early morning you fight through, you're sharpening the edge you lost. You're not chasing hype, you're building discipline. And discipline is what builds men who don't quit when life gets hard. This part won't impress anyone, but it will change everything. You let life run you for too long. You let your feelings decide everything. You did what was easy, not what was necessary. Now, it's time to take control back. You don't need perfect circumstances. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. You need order. You need structure when everything around you feels like chaos. You set the alarm and you get up when it hits. You show up to the gym even when you're dead tired. You keep the promises you make to yourself even when no one's watching. You stop letting emotion dictate action. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop living in reaction mode. This is your life. You must own it. The old you let things slide. This version doesn't. This version sets the tone. This version sets the pace. You're not asking for control. You're taking it back. You don't need to feel like it. You just need to move. One meal, one clean decision at a time. That's how momentum starts. The results don't show up right away, but the shift happens fast. You stop overthinking. You stop stalling. You stop giving in to that voice that always wants to wait. Momentum doesn't feel magical. It feels like repetition. It feels like doing the same thing over and over, even when it's boring, even when it's hard. Every time you show up, you're proving something to yourself. You're proving that you're not who you used to be. This is how you separate, not by doing more, but by doing what others won't, consistently, ruthlessly, without excuses. Keep stacking wins, even the small ones, especially the small ones. They're the ones that make you dangerous again. You don't just want results. You want to become someone you respect again. You want to look in the mirror and see a man who doesn't fold, a man who keeps his word, a man who walks into a room with presence because he's earned it. That doesn't come from talk. It comes from action, from showing up when you're tired, from doing the work when no one is watching, from pushing through the days that feel pointless. The world doesn't need another man chasing feelings. It needs men who are locked in, men who set standards and live by them, men who are sharp, disciplined, and dangerous. You become that man by doing what the weaker version of you refused to face every day without exception. This is who you are now, and who you are gets built in repetition, not talk, not intention. Just consistent execution. Action defines you. Discipline shapes you. Weakness dies under pressure. You played it safe for too long. You've always kept a backup plan, just in case it got too hard, just in case you wanted to quit. That's why nothing changed. You never fully committed. You never cut the safety net. You kept one foot in and one foot out, telling yourself you were grinding, but always leaving a door open to escape. That door closes now. The fallback plan dies here. There is no plan B. There is no second option. There is no maybe later. This is the path. This is the standard. This is the version of you that doesn't flinch, doesn't doubt, and doesn't wait. Every exit is sealed. Every distraction is gone. Every excuse is dead. You move forward with nothing behind you. Only pressure. Only fire. Only what's next. Pressure doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't wait until you're ready. It shows up when you're tired, overwhelmed, and out of options. Most people run from it. They hide, they shrink, they tap out before it even gets heavy. That's why they stay average. That's why nothing changes. That's why they break when life applies heat. But pressure isn't the enemy. Pressure is the test. Pressure reveals what you've really built. You want to grow? Then stop avoiding what hurts. Walk straight into it. Stand in it. Hold your ground when everything starts to shake. Pressure isn't here to crush you. It's here to shape you. This is your life. Everything in it. Every setback, every missed opportunity, every habit you let slide. No one else is responsible for the damage. Not your parents, not your boss, not the world. You let it slip. You let yourself fall. You let weakness run the show. And now you own it. All of it. The pain is yours. The silence is yours. The mess is yours. But so is the rebuild. So is the comeback. So is the next version of you that doesn't run from accountability. No more blaming. No more justifying. No more pretending it wasn't your fault. You created this. And now, you fix it. Not by talking, not by hoping, by showing up and doing the damn work. This part isn't loud. There's no support, no crowd, no hand on your back telling you to keep going. It's just you. Early mornings, late nights, empty rooms and quiet progress. No one sees it. No one claps for it. No one understands why you're doing it. And that's fine. You're not doing this for validation. You're not doing this to be seen. You're doing this to become something solid. You learn the most when no one's watching. You grow the most when no one cares. You become dangerous when you stop needing anyone to believe in you. The silence is part of the process. The isolation is part of the process. The loneliness sharpens the blade. So stop looking for company. Walk alone. Build alone. Win alone. You didn't go through all this to fit in. You didn't suffer, rebuild, and sharpen yourself just to be average again. You set a new standard, and that standard doesn't drop for anyone. Not for friends who want to slack. Not for family who doesn't understand. Not for comfort. Not for fear. You show up every day with precision. You train with purpose. You work like it all depends on you. Because it does. This isn't motivation. This is execution. This is what it looks like when a man takes full control. You stop asking for permission. You stop explaining your grind. You stop justifying your standards to people who never had any. You didn't come this far to stay reachable. You didn't put in all this work just to level out. You came to separate. And you stay separated by staying ruthless. You kept showing up through the pain, through the silence, through the days that felt like nothing was changing. But it was. Every rep rebuilt your confidence. Every early morning sharpened your edge. Every quiet win turned into power. No one clapped for it. No one helped. No one believed. But you did it anyway. And now, there's no question. You've become the man you needed to be. Not the loudest, not the flashiest, the most locked in, the most disciplined, the one who doesn't quit. Now, you don't explain yourself. You don't chase approval. You don't bend to weakness. You move with precision. You speak with weight. You walk like a man who's earned every inch of himself. This is who you are now. Not by accident, not by luck, by war. You didn't fight this hard to slip again. You didn't bleed just to drift back into comfort. This version of you is earned. It was built in silence, built in pain, built in hours no one saw. So you protect it, you stay sharp, you keep the blade to your own neck every day. Discipline doesn't stop once you feel better. It gets louder, it gets tighter, it becomes who you are. No more slipping, no more forgetting who you used to be. No more soft days. You hold the standard, you live it. And if something threatens it, you cut it off without hesitation. This isn't a phase. This is permanent. This is personal. No one is coming. No one is saving you. No one is fixing the damage you created. You got up once. Now you stay up. No more waiting. No more negotiating. No more fallback. You show up. You execute. You dominate every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter what it costs. That's the standard now. That's the life. That's the man. Get up. Stay up. Never go back.